My name is Jude Gold. I'm the director here of the guitar program at MI, Musicians Institute in Hollywood. We are very proud to launch a very exciting channel for guitar players. And it's going to be launched by two very exciting members of the guitar community, two true visionaries. Without further ado, may I introduce to you Mr. Andy Alt and Mr. Steve Vai.
It sounds like a bunch of guitar players. How you guys doing today? I have to tell you, I really enjoy coming to this school and seeing you guys. And I've been coming here. You know, the first time I came here was in 1980. I think that's before a lot of you were born. Is that right? I have shoes older than some of you guys. It is really nice to be here, and it's a special occasion. Today I get to realize a dream that I've had since, I don't know, 5 years old or something. I remember some of my earliest memories as a child was the first time I ever saw a guitar. I don't know what it was, I don't know what it is about a guitar, but I'm sure you can relate that when it hits you, when you see one, and it's something that resonates with you, it's an exciting moment. And ever since I was a kid, every time I would even see a guitar, my heart would go pitter-patter. It was just this excited feeling. It was like Christmas every time I even saw one. And I loved seeing people play the instrument. And it didn't matter what they were playing, if they were good or not, what style, what genre, just the way it sits on the body and the way that it just, you know, it has to, you need two hands and the brain is in the middle, whatever it is, and just the way it looked. It was just outstanding. And I remember, I think I was in second grade, and I walked into this auditorium, and there was a third grader. And you know, when you're in second grade, a third grader is like God, you know? And this kid had a guitar, and I just couldn't believe that he had an electric guitar, and he was playing it. I mean, you know, he was doing it like, you know, like putting his fingers here, and then hitting a chord, and then putting his finger there, and just about getting that chord. But he was still the coolest guy in the world to me. And then I remember when the Partridge Family, that's this silly show from the 70s, but they had guitars and they were young and they were playing them, and that was very cool to me. And then I heard Led Zeppelin and it was all kind of over for me. But it was always, the guitar always held a great mystique to me, as I'm sure you can all relate. And I started playing when I was 13. And then through the years, I noticed that the only time you can ever see guitar playing on television was Don Kirshner's rock concert, which was just like Friday night for about an hour, something like that. It was very rare where you get to see great guitar players. So I always thought, geez, they should have a television station dedicated only to guitar players and everything guitar. That would be cool. Maybe not as cool as the Partridge Family, but, you know. So it was always something that I always thought would be great to have. And as I you know, matured and went through the music industry and community, I realized that when I think of things, I can make them happen if I really wanted to. And that's basically how any of us accomplish anything. You know, you think about it, and if you're passionate enough about it, it dominates your thoughts, and you end up making it a reality. And that's how anything that I've ever made came to be. And I always would think, why not? You know, if I wanted to make a record, why not? You know, if I wanted to release it on my own and make my own label, or get my own little studio, you know, I always knew that these things were within my reach, as they are within anybody's reach, if you really want them. So one of the things in the back of my mind that I knew I always really wanted was to turn on the TV and to see great guitar performances 24 hours a day. And any genre, any kind of a player, as long as There was just a few ingredients that they needed to have, and the one main ingredient was they needed to look as though they really were enjoying what they were doing, and that they loved the instrument. And there was a lot of people out there doing it. And at the time, that it dawned on me, why not? Why not make a television station? Other people do it, you know? I set out. Now, this was before the internet, if you can imagine that. I've got shoes older than the internet. And I researched it, and I realized it was tremendously cost prohibitive at the time and extremely time consuming. So I kind of put it on the back burner and thought, you know, one day the right elements will come into place and it'll be a reality somehow. So as things turned out, voila, the internet was invented. And that's when I started thinking this could, you know, be an easier reality than actually doing an actual cable station. So I tried through the years to actually find the right people to you know, help me launch this thing. And I knew they were out there. But the one thing I needed was the name. And GuitarTV was, you know, obviously a really appropriate name. But when I went to trademark it, it was taken. And the domain name was taken. Now, this was back when, you know, the internet was in its infancy. So, and there were people just going out capturing domain names as they do now for anything. I mean, you ever try to find a domain name? I mean, most of them are taken, and if you want something that's already taken, you got to pay an exorbitant amount for it. I just saw this, I'm forming this other new company, and I just came across this name that we liked, and we went to buy it, and they weren't entertaining any offers less than $2 million. And it was a word that you probably would never even know. So I'm thinking, I bought GuitarTV.com for $2,500, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, and just held on to it. And I was lucky because it would be really difficult to get that now. So then I had the name, and then I just waited for the right people to come into my life because the concepts were there. And then I met Andy Alt. And Andy is a guitar player, so he understands the passion, but he's also one of those computer guys that really understands the nuances of, you know, how to program and, you know, how computers work. And, you know, I just hate when I even have to answer email, you know. It's just one of those, you know, things that, I used to have a Rolodex, what can I tell you? But I did embrace the internet to some degree, but not like Andy. I mean, you know, when I first met Andy, when he was coming and fixing our computers, you know, simple things that I just had no idea, and he'd say, calm down, Steve. This is how you do it. You know, just press the space bar. You know, just, this is send.
He's got to turn it on first.
You got to turn it on. No, actually, I'm a little more savvy than that. But Andy was really, really kick-ass technician and media genius, actually, I believe, you know, with the internet, and was kind of setting up all these great, you know, the Facebook and the Twitter and the stuff like that, and helping me with that. And then I explained this concept to Andy, and he entirely got it. Now, first and foremost, I love to play the guitar, and I like to make records. So I couldn't sit there and learn how to program and to do all this, so that's why I needed the right people to come into my life. I mean, I had the ideas, and even the ideas aren't brilliant ideas. They're just practical ideas, but we put them into place. And Andy and I sat and basically had a lot of meetings on what conceptually could take place. And this was a concept that we didn't think how we were going to do it. We just thought that this is what we wanted. While you're watching the video, you click on a certain part in the video, and certain things will come up that will allow you to gather either more information or purchase things that are part of what the video is. And it's actually a technology that we developed and we patented, and it's called the MI.edu. MI.edu. And what it does is it allows you to watch the video of the performance and click and not leave the player and actually go to various places. For instance, if you want to know more about the performer you're watching, you can click and his Wikipedia page will come up. If you want to buy the music that you're hearing, clicks and it takes you right to Amazon or iTunes, and you can buy what you're hearing. If you like the instrument they're playing, you click on that tab, or the amplifier, and it takes you to Musician's Friend, and you can purchase all that stuff. If you want to see the music in tab form, you click, and the tab comes up, and you can hear the tab because it's a MIDI file, basically. So you can imagine that every video, and how much content do we have? Like it's like a month's worth?
Yeah, you could watch Guitar TV right now for, I think, 3.5 weeks straight, and you won't see the same thing twice.
Yeah, and this is just at the launch. And with every one of those videos, they're all tagged with that information. So you can imagine how hard this guy had to work, you know, to get all that together. I was very fortunate to be able to have the resources to make this happen. And it's a labor of love, really. And it's one of the things that excites me as a professional in the industry, to bring the thing that really, one of the things that really inspires me. So it's there, it's launching today, it's launching right now. As a matter of fact, we're live, right?
Right.
And there's several thousand people who have logged on and are watching it. Hello out there, welcome to Guitar TV. And it's going to evolve and it's going to change, and there's all sorts of great concepts and programming that we're looking into having that's colorful and interesting. And I promise you one thing, as long as I am in the helm of this company, the performers are going to be inspired performers that are going to excite you. There is never going to be senseless fill or, you know, industry, pop culture type influences that take us away from the thing that you and I really love about the guitar. Because I've already done it. I'm already there. I don't need to do any of that. This is a labor of love, and it's going to stay artistic, interesting, and fun for people who love the guitar. Thanks. Andy Alt.
No. That was great. I don't even have to say anything.
I deliver.
Well, I can do this really quickly because I want to show you Guitar TV. And the people out there watching right now are already getting a taste of it, but that's not everything. So there's more. Yeah, Steve and I talked about this crazy concept he had of a 24-hour online streaming video website that was Guitar TV. And I remember going home that night thinking, what did I just agree to? You know, I don't know. So
People have a tendency to do that after a meeting.
that's right. My brain felt like it was missing. But I knew that it was going to be possible. So, you know, if you look at everything that Steve's done, it always comes to fruition. So we started working on this together, and it required a lot of conceptualizing, and then eventually you do have to think, okay, now it's going to happen. And we had to gather some really interesting technology and create it ourselves, you know, because nothing like this really exists. So to get a 24-hour stream of video, to get the ability to buy products and learn more about the artist within the video player, and we gathered an enormous amount of content, totally curated, great performances and interviews, lessons, tips and tricks, just little snippets. The programming I hope you find to be like a kind of a smorgasbord. And, you know, we went, and at the NAMM show this year, I went and met with 80 guitar manufacturers, and, you know, I made a little preview video on this iPad, and, you know, it took like 90 hours to make this video. It had to be just so, right? So anyway, long story short, we got all 80 guitar manufacturers on board. They all said yes, and they started sending us their interactive content. And so we just have the greatest stuff to offer you guys. And I think without any further ado, I'd like to bring up the team, because the first person that I met is a gentleman named Rob Shaw. And Rob graduated from the business school here at MI, and immediately just his willingness to say, yeah, okay, I can do this. It was just so great. So if Rob is around, maybe he'll come out and I can introduce you. Ladies and gentlemen, Rob Shaw. Rob is Guitar TV's director of programming, Started off as an intern just a few months ago, and he said, "You can do it." And yeah, really thankful for Rob. And while I was at this NAMM show, I met this guy named Till Paris. And, you know, we connected instantly on a geek level, and he's also a guitar player. And we started, you know, chipping away on other parts of the site and developing it. So, Till, if you're around, yeah. Here's Till Paris.
Till Paris.
Yeah. And certainly, last but not least, while I was making, you know, various elements and whatnot, GuitarTV really needed a voice for this demo video of, well, how are we going to show all these people GuitarTV? I shouldn't be the one to do it, and, you know, we didn't think we were going to do it ourselves. So I remembered a friend of mine, Miss Amanda Coulong, is a voiceover artist, and she came over and did it and saw the site. And it turns out over the last several years, she's been huge in tech and in PR and stuff like that. And she said she wanted to work with us, so we said, of course. So if Amanda, are you around? Yeah. Okay, here comes Amanda Coulong. And I think we can say that she makes all of us behave really, really well. Best behavior. All of us. All right, so here is GuitarTV.
Or she punishes them. Is there like a screen around?
So,
I made them use my video.
that's right. So here's how we think people are going to use GuitarTV and some of the things that you can do. You're going to come here, and there's going to be automatic streaming video. You won't have to choose what it is, as we talked about. And you're going to notice these little blue and green, purple, red tabs to the side of the player, guitar strings. And you're going to click this and say, well, who is this? And you're going to find out. This is Steve Vai.
You can tell by the fan.
So you can read about his bio while you're still watching the video. And if you want to read more, this will take you to his Wikipedia page. You might say, wow, like, okay, now I know who it is. I really like this song. I want to know where I can get it. So you're going to click this red tab.
I want to buy 1 million copies of it.
From both Amazon and iTunes. Now available. And you'll be able to purchase this song, this record, through both iTunes and Amazon, and several of our other partners are also listed. And then you might say, well, I like this song so much, now I want to learn how to play it as a guitar player. So,
Me too.
I want to learn how to play it. So we take you to this website called songster.com, and these guys are great. They have tablature for just a jillion songs. And to accompany all the tablature, they have MIDI tracks, so you can really hear if you're playing it correctly. And I guess they skipped the middle part. Anyway.
I've been accused of sounding mechanical, but wow.
And these guys have all kinds of stuff built in, like you can use their effects, and there's a chromatic tuner, and you can print the sheet music. You can even slow it down so you can learn the song easier. So that's songster.com. And then as you're watching the video, you might say, okay, well, how does he get that tone? So we know he gets that tone from the Ibanez gem. And you can read all about it while you're still watching the video and purchase it by going to musiciansfriend.com. That might take a second to load. And while that's loading, you can also purchase the artist amplifier, various effects, kind of, whatever we can see in the video, we will link to so you can...
I'm sorry you can't get the coat.
Okay. So
all right, we'll work on that.
Right. So then you say, well, I want to see this artist live. So you click on this last tab, and it takes you to Ticketmaster.com, where you'll be able to purchase tickets to see Steve Vai in concert for his whole tour schedule.
When he goes on tour, if he ever gets out on tour again.
Oh.
When he's not too busy building companies and stuff,
So that's the player of GuitarTV, and then we can quickly talk about the interconnectivity. So right now, you click this little F button, and it's a Facebook button, and you can participate in a live chat. So right now there's a live chat going on for GuitarTV. If only I could get it to work. Let's see. Here we are. So someone just said, Steve, I love you. Hey, there's Ronnie.
I love you too, Steve.
Okay, so while you're watching these videos, you can connect with other musicians, and this holds true for live events, just whatever's playing at the time. It's always going on. So every time you say something, people will know because it'll link to your Facebook account. Okay, there's one more Facebook button, and we think this is kind of unique to us. But you can embed the entire video player of whatever's playing on GuitarTV to your wall. So you'll say something like, I'm watching this. And I'll misspell it. Okay. And you'll say share. Okay, it'll say it was successfully posted to your profile. And you will go to your profile, and you will see that I am watching this. And very lastly, we have Twitter, our friend Twitter, and when you tweet, it'll watch what you say, I'm watching Steve Vai, Now We Run. Here's the link to watch it on GuitarTV. Okay. Now, the very last part of the site is this little menu here on the left. And it might look familiar to some who like computers that aren't Windows-based. And you'll click this, and you'll see the GuitarTV team, and you can read more about, who's behind it and what they're kind of up to, a mini blog, so to speak. And then you'll come here, and you'll see the top 10 guitar records of all time, as sorted by best-selling, staff picks, artist picks, and whatnot. And you'll be able to see, well, who are the best guitar-based records of all time? And you'll be able to buy those through iTunes at any given time. Okay. Now, we allow you and encourage you to submit your videos to be on GuitarTV.
One of the things to mention also is all the videos that are in the database for GuitarTV can be accessed at any time, not just necessarily viewed in the streaming, the way that we're seeing it on the screen. I mean, you can go into the archives and kind of like find any video you like.
Yeah, we have a video on demand area, it's called, right underneath the player. And if you don't want to watch, I don't know, a classical guitar video, even though I would watch that. You can queue up another video underneath, and then at any given time jump back into what everybody else is watching. So here's where you'll submit your video and your email address, and we'll confirm with you.
And if you submit a video, obviously we're going to be getting thousands and thousands of videos. It might be a little difficult to put them all into the programming, but there will be, eventually we're going to have various channels. And there might be a classical channel, there might be a user channel, a shred channel, But right now we have just one main channel, and it's just a combination of everything. And the user, I mean, if you do upload a video, it will be there viewable, and selected ones will be put into the main programming.
Then for every live event we have, it will be tied to Facebook, so you can RSVP for the event and check when they're coming. So just to talk about it briefly, this coming week we're going to be having some live broadcasts. We have a really great guitar player. Her name is Janet Robin. She studied with Randy Rhoads. She's going to be one of our first live broadcasts. And also Peter Thorne, who tours with Chris Cornell and Melissa Etheridge, has a record coming out, and I think you guys are really going to like it. It's totally just slamming guitar stuff. And, you know, we'll be doing a little listening party. So as we go, we're going to be doing concerts, interviews, all kinds of live events that you guys can participate in. And also, we are working with MI to create a show for you guys that showcase the best performers. So we'll do a show here and put it up on GuitarTV.com and put it in the video on demand area so people can watch it at any given time. Oh, we have a question. Yeah. Let's take a question. Should we take a question? Okay, here you go.
Hey, thank you. My name is Malice. I actually just wanted to go ahead and ask you guys, are you going to be having a message board for the website? And also, is there a idea submit button for whenever, you know, some of us come up with ideas that we think you might be interested in?
Yes. The very last thing on Guitar TV is a contact form, and we encourage all of you to get in touch with us in various ways. You know, we have a press section, we have a special opportunities section. If you're, you know, going on tour and you're playing a big venue and you want us to check you out, we can do a concert. Then we have suggestions, and I think we're going to be very open to suggestions and, you know, continually improving Guitar TV to make it just so you guys love it even more.
So tomorrow night, live at the Astoria, which was my, one of my DVDs, will be aired. And we're in the process of negotiating for all sorts of content. But to answer your question, yes, we want to create a stockpile of as many performances as we can get. And they need to push a certain button within you as a guitar player. You know what I'm saying? It's not a pop kind of a site. It's not just, it really has to fulfill a guitar player's wet dream. And there's a lot of other stations on the internet that can help with the wet dream part. It's erotic nightmares. Very good. I'll have to make a video for that one. But
he said erotic nightmares.
Yeah, but please feel free to contact us about any activity in your area that you know, any kind of a show you might be doing. And we have a little camera crew Andy can tell you about that is part of our production team. But Miller, do you have a question?
Are there different options for watching in different resolutions?
Yes. Are there options for viewing in different resolutions? So if you have a big computer screen, does it take up the whole screen? If you have a little computer screen, does it take up the whole screen? The answer is yes. We have 2 right now. We're working on a 3rd and a 4th. Because the way this site is built, it takes a lot of restructuring and work to get it so it looks perfect. But yes, that's coming, even more so.
Actually, in order to get merch, we're not really offering merchandise, but you can get it by clicking through to artist websites and stuff like that. Or, you know, when you get to Amazon, say, you can click through and find merchandise. But no, we're not really set up for that yet, but that's a good idea. And it may be worth 5% for you.
What browsers have the website been tested on? All of them. Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Internet Explorer. And as Carl mentioned, he would like to see it in more resolution. So some people have really small displays, some people have really big displays. We'll get it perfect for all of the displays.
As far as people coming on and chatting, anybody's open to do that. You know, anybody from anywhere. I was on just before I came out here. I was with Till and I was typing some things. One of the things we're working on is when there's so many people online chatting right now, it goes by so quick you can't really answer everything. So we want to, and that's a common problem that happens when you're online, you know, blogging like that. So we're going to work on something that'll compete with that. But you know, I do get very excited about, you know, getting involved in multimedia. I have a tweet account, and I get, oh, I'm going to tweet, and I tweet a few times, and I kind of get, you know, a little lax with it. Same thing with my Facebook. And, and then I come in, you know, and then I'll wake up one morning and go, I think I'll sit on Facebook all day, you know. So, but it's rare. So I will, yeah, I know. I will be on Guitar TV chatting now and then. And we will have scheduled chats. The goal is to create real solid content and then create a 24/7 cable television show where you can turn on your TV and see amazing performances 24/7 of the guitar. So listen, it always and has been a thrill for me to come here since 1980 when I get a chance to come here and be with the students because we have a lot in common. You know, we both love the guitar and we love playing it, and I really like to be part of the environment of young musicians who are passionate and eager and have dreams and hopes and wishes, and because I'm there, I still have them, and it's nice to come here, and I'm really happy that you guys showed up, and I'm really proud of this team and feel incredibly grateful and fortunate to be able to have launched this Guitar TV today, and it's for everybody that loves the instrument, and we hope that we are going to continue to grow it and evolve it with your help. Thanks so much.